Hello everyone, my name is Adinda. I am a student at Erasmus University and I'm from Indonesia, and this is my channel. Welcome if you're new here, and welcome back if you're like a long-term subscriber and just watching like my weekly videos. I've already told you guys like I've been wanting to stay constant in like my content and everything, and so yeah, hopefully I'm like delivering that properly. In today's video I was thinking of giving you guys some of like the tips of like things to do when you arrive like in the Netherlands, because there's actually like quite a few things that are like, you might think that you don't need to do it like in the beginning, or like you can just like leave it to later. But for me personally, I'm the type of person that I would like to be like busy in the beginning of the year and like get all of like the practical things done and everything in the beginning, and then just basically like live my life for the rest of the year. Like I don't need to worry about like getting a doctor or getting a dentist or having an insurance, because even until this point I know like some of my friends that are still confused on how to get an insurance and everything, and it's just, you know, in a long run it can be such a hustle on top of your school already. So I guess like this is just some tips of like things that you can do when you're at the Netherlands to like make your life easier for the next like year, which is like mostly the practical things, you know. But beforehand I kind of want to explain how I will go about on my channel in the future. Basically, as you might already know, I kind of post like whenever I want or like whenever I have time, which is kind of suck because I really do want to have like a constant schedule of like when I upload and everything. But obviously with school or like just like life things going on, like it's not like every week I have the time to just like shoot a video and deliver that to you guys. So I'm super sorry about it, but I'm trying my hardest to stay constant in like posts, get a bit more like dedicated into like posting and everything, because I actually do enjoy this like whole thing. I love vlogging. I love just like showing you guys my day, especially the life in Rotterdam and everything, as it's gonna be my home for the next like 3 years or so. So it's gonna be like super exciting. But on top of that, I also wanted to explain that like most of my content are gonna be like mostly vlog about daily life or like student life and everything. So it's mostly gonna be just like me sharing what I do on a daily basis, just like for you guys to see how is a student life in Rotterdam or like in the Netherlands, or just like a student life, you know. I will still like give sit down videos like this one, for example, or like many others that I've made before, but most of the times it's just like it's mostly gonna be vlogs. Like for example, the Rotterdam journals that I've started about a month ago, and I'm like gonna continue it obviously, because that one's I really love like editing it. I feel like, I don't know, I just love it. I love doing vlogs so much. But honestly, don't worry about it. Like if you guys do want me to do like more sit down videos, whether it is talking about like Erasmus or whether it is talking about UWC as well. If you guys don't know, I was also an alumni of UWC, which is United World College, which is also quite a big deal of my channel, like about my channel before. So obviously I will try my best to have a sit down kind of thing and just do that as well. But yeah, I'm just gonna let you guys know that it's mostly about vlogs and everything, and within my vlog I will try to answer a couple of questions that you guys asked, whether it is like on my Instagrams or on my in the comment section. So I will try to answer those like during my video, even during the vlogs or anything. So it's not always gonna be like a sit down video where I go through like questions and like answer. Today I'm not really doing anything, and I'm like really thinking of like the next week content, like what I can do and everything. And I was thinking of like doing this because school is starting in a month, which sucks because who the fuck wants to go back to school? But it is like it can be really exciting if you're like a first year student and you're going to like another parts of the world, and just, you know, it can be really exciting. Yeah, that's why I want to make this video. Don't let this video stress you about like going back to school yet. Please do enjoy your summer, but these are just like some tips when like you can watch this again when you're like a few days going to the Netherlands and you're like, okay, like what do I actually need to do? And I can always refer back to this video. Basically, to start off, this is all gonna be in my own opinion. As I said before, I personally really like to get things done in the beginning, like a lot of all the practical things, getting insurance, getting a bank card, phone number, all of that kind of stuff. I like to get it done in the beginning so I don't have to stress about it later on in the year. If you think that that would be useful to you, please stay in this video and I'll give you like some tips on like what to do. So first things first, you land in the Netherlands, you're confused obviously, like what the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm in a new country. Maybe you've been here a couple of times, but obviously maybe it's just for a holiday, or you're not, or your parents would like take care of your matters with you, but now you're here alone. So that can be very daunting, obviously. So there are already a list that has been made by EUR, which you can check on their website. I can link it down below in the description, which you can obviously check like what you need to do when you arrive. But and basically like in here, I'm just like stating what you need to do based on that. Like that's basically it. But this is also like in my own like my own personal input as well in this. So maybe that can be useful as well. So I would suggest for you to apply to One Stop Shop. Basically what One Stop Shop is like an event. It's not really an event. It's like a platform for like first year students to be able to like register to the city hall. So what does that actually mean? Like what does it mean to register in the city hall? So basically in the Netherlands, when you arrive here and when you're gonna live here for quite a while, you need to register your address and basically like your existence to the government in order for you to get your social security number. And that social security number is going to be very, very useful, first of all, for your doctor, for your insurance, for your, if you're planning to get a job, like just basically about anything. Like you need that social security number, which is, I tend to call it like BSN, which stands for a Dutch word that I can't pronounce yet, but I'm gonna learn Dutch, so hopefully in the next year I would be able to pronounce it. But yeah, like BSN number. So that is super duper important. The reason why I suggest you to go to One Stop Shop is because you need to go to the city hall by yourself. I've never really done that like personally, like going to the city hall and like registering myself, because I've always gone to One Stop Shop, and basically the city hall people came to campus and they're just like doing all the paperwork on campus for you. So you don't really have to like go into the city hall and just like do all the bureaucracy and everything. It's just like too complicated. So if you come to the Netherlands at the appropriate time, like which means like before September 1st, I think would be really, really great if you spare a day to go to those One Stop Shop. It's going to be quite a few times from the start of August until the end of August. So please do take your time to register yourself and get that social security number, because it's super important for everything. You will get the number, like the BSN number, within 2 weeks in your mail, like in your house mail. And also don't forget to sign up for DGID or Digit, because that is basically like an easier way for you to access like governmental platforms. Like for example, you're planning to take a corona test, and in that way you don't need to like call the call center or anything like that. You can just like make an appointment if you have DGID and everything, and it's just gonna make your life so much easier. So if you will, go get that DGID as well, and that's gonna take about like a week for the DGID code for you to get to your house mail as well. So everything is going to be in your house mail, so pay attention to that. And then the next thing obviously is to get a bank card. There's obviously several options for you to get a bank card, and this is like a mistake that I made in the beginning of the year. I came here with my Visa, like a credit card, a Visa credit card, and I realized no one in here kind of accept Visa credit card, so that is something that you need to bear in mind. They only accept like this specific card, which is like a Maestro card, like a Maestro debit card. So I came here and I had like, okay, I had all my money in my like Visa like credit card, because I was using my parents' credit card, and I couldn't buy anything because no one accepts my card. And like it got to the point where like some of my friends had to pay for my things, and I paid them back with like cash, because it's just, yeah, I cannot pay for anything. So one thing that I would like to suggest with you is get a bunk, I think that's how it's called, bunk. Get bunk before you come to the Netherlands. Like bunk is basically an online card, like an online debit, which is super easy for you to apply to. Everything is online. You don't need a BSN to apply for the bank account, so you can just like apply it even before you came to the Netherlands, and obviously put your money in there and go to Netherlands, and then you can pay for everything, because that's gonna make your life so much easier. And then afterwards, if you're planning to keep bunk, that's totally perfectly fine. I've never used it personally, but I know some of my friends that have used it before and they think that it's good. But if you're still planning to get a Dutch like bank card, like, you know, the old ones, there's like ING, ABN AMRO, Rabobank, and like several others, but the biggest ones are like those three. So basically what you need is like, then again, your BSN number. So it was such a difficult time for me, because like I need to wait for my BSN for like 2 weeks, and then I can finally get my bank card, which was so inconvenient, obviously, because my Visa card didn't work, and I need to wait for 2 weeks until I get my BSN number or my social security number and get my bank card. You see, like, it's such a system, but well, you just gotta do it, you know, like there's nothing that you can do about it. So next thing is, you need to do this even before you arrive to the Netherlands, because I feel like this is very, very crucial. And a lot of people tend to not do this, or just like put it aside, like later I'll just say I can do it like whenever. But get an insurance. Like I can't even oh my god, I can't even stress you enough on how much of an importance it is to get an insurance in the Netherlands, because it's gonna save you so many coins for your student like wallet. There's so many insurance company, and if you're an international student, you can always refer to obviously the EUR website, because they have an agreement with AON student insurance, and you can just basically get that. I used that in the last year, and they covered for all my medical bills. Like I went to the doctor because I was sick and everything, they covered that. And they also covered for when I went to mental health support, and they cover all of that, like all my therapists and everything. And it was good. It was good. So get an insurance. Obviously, go check like which insurance that you think would fit you the best. In the beginning of the year, I was like, I didn't like really research much about it, and I was like, okay, I can't really be bothered. Like if I'm gonna get insurance, I'm gonna get insurance, and I'm gonna get like this kind of, like, I'm just gonna get like whatever the school recommended me. But if you think you have a lower budget, or if you think you want other insurance for whatever reason, you can obviously research more about it. There's plenty of resources on the internet about how to get an insurance in the Netherlands and which one would be the most appropriate for your needs. And then the next thing, this is super duper important, and a lot of people tend to like, okay, I'm gonna leave it like later, but then like they actually got themselves injured, or they have like certain things that they need to do like medically, like any like medical procedure, and they're just like, oh my god, I don't have a doctor. And the thing is that the problem with the Netherlands, as I said before, you cannot just like go to the hospital and be like, hi, I need help, like, can you help me with this. They won't help you if it's not like you're literally bleeding, or like you're literally like in pain at a like scale out of 10. Like they won't help you. They're gonna tell you to like go to your general practitioner. So sign up for your general practitioner. How to do that is you just basically go on Google Maps and type this word, and it's gonna like, there's gonna be a bunch of them, and you can just like call them one by one, like, hello, are you open for registration? And if they are open for registration, obviously pick one that is like the closest to your house, because if there is any medical emergency, you can definitely just go to your house doctor or your general practitioner and get yourself checked there. Bear that in your mind, that getting a doctor is super important, especially you don't want to trap yourself in like any medical emergency and you don't know where to go. Get a dentist on top of that if you want to. Maybe this is like not super necessary if you think that you don't need it, and if you can like go back to your home country like anytime, and you can just like do it in your home country, which might be cheaper obviously. But as someone like me, like as someone from non-EU country, like, you know, it can be expensive to just like go back home every time you have like a dental appointment or like dental emergency or something like that. I had a dental emergency about like last week. It's not like anything bad, I just want like my teeth to be cleaned, but I was like so confused because I guess like the whole system kind of works the same with like the general practitioner. You have to like sign yourself to the dentist, and you can go to that like dentist to get yourself like checked and everything. So if you think that your dental hygiene is super important for you, then please do get yourself a dentist, like a dentist place, and like register yourself to a dentist place. Maybe you won't need it in the next like 6 months, but I don't know, like something could have happened, like you could have like fall off your bike or something like that, and you really do need your like teeth fixed or anything. So yeah, you really never know. This kind of stuff, like you think that you won't need it, but you never really know. I mean, maybe it's gonna happen, maybe it's not, and that is the reason why we have insurance, and that is the reason why we have like house doctors and dentists. It's like you have to take the precaution before the things actually like happen to you, you know. One last thing. So if you're a non-EU student, and this is strictly for a non-EU student, because if you're an EU student, like you don't need to worry about this, but if you're a non-EU student, you obviously gonna have your MVV visa, right? And that is stamped on your passport. And basically within the 2 months after you arrive to the Netherlands, you will need to get this, which is your resident permit. So when you arrive to the Netherlands, like please always check back to the international office if IND, which is the government, if they finished like working with your resident permit or not, and like get it as quick as possible to ensure like no any illegal stay or anything like that, because you don't want to get in trouble, you know, like that's the least thing that you need to worry. So just make sure that you have your resident permit before the end date of your MVV visa, unless the IND stated that they're gonna take like longer time for them to process your resident permit, which is that happens quite a lot to some people, especially during this corona time. But they will definitely inform you if that case does happen, and obviously stay in contact with the international office. But if that doesn't happen and everything goes along like smoothly and everything, please do get your resident permit as quick as possible, because it is super necessary as well for you to complete all of this thing to get your BSN and everything. But yeah, I guess that is it that I would have to cover for this video. I think I've covered quite substantial like topics. Yeah, good luck with your moving to Rotterdam, and I hope I'll see you guys in campus soon. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, obviously. Bye.